Hello everyone, this is Spliced, and welcome to a quick showcase on the new gear coming for the Lawbringer. As you guys can see already, there is a really nice looking new helmet for the Lawbringer, as well as some other cool things coming for him, and we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to be going over each piece of gear and give my thoughts on them, because this is my main character. I got him to rep 40, so I'd rather take my time with this instead of all the other characters, so let's get into it. So we're going to start with the helmets, of course. So right off the bat, the Steel Watcher helm. It is quite a surprising look for the Lawbringer indeed. It has that one-way visor, the one vertical visor like this one, and it's pretty similar, not going to lie. It has more curvature to it though, so in terms of adding things onto it, I think it's fine without anything on it whatsoever. Whereas this one you can actually customize quite a bit. So in terms of which one I would rather use myself, that is up for determination for now, but I'm pretty happy with the way this one looks right now, so I'm kind of torn at the moment. And of course we have a pretty hilarious one here. This one is looking a lot like the Gladiator helmets that you guys have been seeing from the Gladiator. It looks like they took inspiration from the Gladiator and brought it over to the Lawbringer just for fun. And if you guys are into the Gladiator helmets like this, I'm sure you guys will be pretty happy to see this. And moving on to the chest, we're going to look at the Steel Watcher chest, which does not have any spikes from the Zealous chest, but it is pretty much a carbon copy over here. The difference is that the spikes have been shortened, and now there are rib pieces on the front, as well as the legging part is more cleaner. There is some extra little things on the front there, but the drapes that come down the standards look a lot more cleaned out than the other one over here. Then we have the Falstaff Chest piece, and this one has a very nice skull gold ornament on the front with a giant chain and some more of a flat chest piece here. And there's no spikes on the front, so if you guys are more into the mild versions of the chest piece and don't want to be all edgy with the spikes, then this one might be for you, as the front part and the back part is also pretty clean and has a nice triangular bottom with some metal ribs at the bottom of the standard as well, which is pretty cool actually. I'm digging it. I'm looking forward to this one a lot actually. Moving on, we have the Steel Watcher arms. I didn't get the arms for the other piece, so unfortunately, but I can safely say that they are like these ones, but the spikes are a little less protruding, I should say. And the Steel Watcher arms, of course, is big, huge arms that one can even supplement for holding Cross's arms. They're kind of close. They don't really have the lion, but they're pretty big arms, so you got that going for you. Moving on to the weapons, we have the axe, the Lion's Roar axe, and this is a very clean looking axe with some ridges on the inside of it, but also a very nice sharp blade shape that it has with some lion ornaments on the inside. And I gotta say, this is actually the axe kind of head that I was looking for. It's a very clean axe head, very nicely shaped, and has a nice shine to it. But also, there's a little ridges in the inside that gives it more of an edgy fantasy vibe to it, which is what I really, really like about it. So I'm probably going to be using this in the future. Then we have the Filigree axe, and this one is a more royal looking axe with a very nice golden shine and design and pattern on the inside. So for those who are into the golden weapons, this is more towards you. Also, the back part of it has a very big version of the blunt side. It's not blunt anymore, it's more of a blade, so it's almost a double-headed axe, you can actually call it that, which is actually pretty interesting. I was looking forward to maybe seeing a double-headed axe for the Lawbringer, although that does not really fall under his actual weapon, but it would be cool maybe to see in the future if they want to push the boundary of the character beyond what it's supposed to be. Moving on, we have the Fire Breather axe, and this one is more of a plain gothic looking axe, where it has not really the best shine. It's more of a hard metal, and it has a very blunt edge to it right there. As you can clearly see, it is quite the hammer piece, And for those who want to go more of the gothic realism version, this would probably be for you, because it has the dirt on it and it shows that it is actual steel and not polished whatsoever. Next we have the Voice of the Beyond, and this one has more of a interesting copper kind of inside to it with the pattern and some tarnish on the metal. Not really too much rust, but there is rust there, so it is more of an olden looking axe. It's not bad, not bad. Then we have the Shrieking Valor Axe. This one again has another blunt edge on it on the back, but a very nice clean axe in the front. However, the inside of it looks like it falls flat, like it's almost half of a moon in a sense. And it has a little bit of a ridge, as you guys can see there on the inside. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm pretty sure this is not new, but if it is, then I'm mistaken. You guys can clearly see that this is a pretty nice designed axe. Again, I don't think that this is new. You correct me if I'm wrong, but if it is new, there you guys go. It is a pretty nice looking axe indeed. Moving on to the shafts. I did not really collect too much. I did not want to waste too much of my steel that I was given. I wanted to be spending that on some other stuff. But we do have the filigree shaft, and already I can safely say that this is my new favorite shaft. It is a pretty cool looking one. Very nice design to it. It stands out above the rest in my opinion. And then we have the Lion's Roar shaft, which is more of a blue hue, and this one actually stands out quite a bit too. However, the other parts of it, the brown parts, seems a little bit plain in my opinion. Could use a little bit more detail, but I'm not going to complain because all in all, I'm quite happy with what I've been getting so far in Season 4. And as you guys can clearly see, this one is a pretty cool design to it. Then we have the Shrieking Valor staff, the shaft, and this one is, again, more for the people who want to go for the realistic looking shafts with the more metal to it, and not so much the fantasy polish that all the other weapons do have. So there you guys go. Moving on to the final part, which is the spikes. This one is already in the game, but this one is not, which is the Fire Breather Spike. Actually, give me a second. Let me go to the basic axe so I can show this a little bit better. The Fire Breather Spike has a very nice design on the inside, but it's a little clunky in my opinion. This giant dragon that is on the inside is a pretty big piece, and from afar you might mistake it for just a weird piece of gold. The top of the spike is very simple but also very nice, has a very nice triangular shape to it. And then on the inside below the dragon, you guys can see that there's 6 very nice carved in gems, which I think is really cool with the character. It suits the spike a lot, and I hope to see more of this in the future, of course, because gems are amazing. Moving on, we got the Shrieking Valor Spike, which is a nice eagle on the spike, and at the top, it's again another simple version of a spike. Nothing too weird and wonky with it, very nice and simple, but below it is also a little bit having an engraving and a pattern on the bottom, which is pretty cool. So there you go. Pretty simple, straightforward, has an animal figure and then some simple design to it. Moving on, we got the Eleazar Spike. Again, not sure if this one is new. It probably is not, but if it is, there you guys go. It has a very nice design to it, very nice shine as well, and you have a nice woman holding on to the spike for dear life. So there you guys go. Moving on, we have the Lion's Roar Spike, and automatically you guys can see that it has a very unique design to it. It has 3 gems, which is pretty cool. Goes with the Lion's Roar shaft, of course, because that's the set, and this spike looks actually pretty nice. As you guys can see on the spike, it has a very nice curvature to it. It's not just a simple triangle. It has some very nice fantasy quite design to it, so if you guys are into that, there you go, you can have something to look forward to. But the part where it connects to the axe, it has a very nice diamond to it, and I think that's really cool, mixing up the shapes. And then below that is also another interesting shape as well. So this is a pretty neat looking spike in my opinion. And finally, we have Voice of the Beyond, and this again is quite the simple design, but it also is more of a royal looking weapon. The spike is very simple design at the top, but also has a nice shine and nice design on the inside. And that concludes everything to do with all the gear for the Lawbringer. There are a couple pieces, of course, I missed with the shaft and the shoulders, but rest assured, there should be too much to spoil or to look forward to with the shaft, because they're out of all of them, I'd say the shaft is the least looked at because it is a very simple thing for the weapon, and same for the shoulders. Shoulders are actually a very high looked at part of the Lawbringer, so I do apologize for not showing that part. I will try to maybe get it in the future and see if I could get that to you guys. But with that being said, there you guys go. One thing before I do go, as you guys, for the people who have been subscribed to me since the beginning and know everything about my Lawbringer, this was the iconic helmet that I used ever since Season 1, and I'm thinking about moving to this helmet possibly in the future. If you guys want to enter the straw poll in the description below to decide if I should use this helmet or if I should stick with this helmet, feel free to vote in the description below. I will leave a straw poll, and the straw poll will then temporarily be deleted later when Season 4 is released, for when the answer comes out. But with that being said, hope you guys did enjoy this video of a sneak peek on the new gear coming for the Lawbringer, and I'll see you guys later.